Good day, hello, hi, and welcome to yet another episode on Influ Market 101. Guys, we are still busy with the SMS interviews, and today with me I have Ricardo. Ricardo, Ekeni Umi Fantasy. Fine, I read your surname. Ekeni, is it Balenciaga of balance of balance? So, can you tell me how to pronounce your surname? Laten we daar begin. Yes, sir.
It's balance.
Balance.
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw the what do you call that thing? The
The apostrophe.
yes, on the E. Signal as a balance of Balenci of my anyway. Okay, thank you so much, Ricardo, for joining us today
Thanks for
here
having me.
on the hashtag Listen platform. We had the other band members that you sing with,
hmm
known as SMS. So can you tell our viewers and our listeners a bit more about yourself? Who is Ricardo, a member of SMS?
I think that's like one of the most difficult
Mm,
questions ever. Um, I believe myself to be a very humble guy, although most people think I'm arrogant and all of that.
mm,
But it's because they don't know me
yeah.
on a personal level. But I'm a easy guy. I'm a people's person. Um, I'm the guy that can speak to people in a room, leave without even knowing their names. But it probably doesn't appear to be that way.
No.
but nothing is ever what it seems like.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I hear you say that you can speak to people in a room and leave without knowing their names. Now, I'm the total opposite of that. Some people also think I'm very arrogant, like you
hmm
said. I'm the total opposite of that. I don't like speaking to people, even though I'm an
Ironic.
entire host of a podcast, but I don't like speaking to people because I think I'm very shy. I always say I'm an extra introvert.
Okay.
I'm an extra introvert. So as
Is that a thing?
I don't know if it's a thing, but I decided to make it a thing
Okay.
because when I'm around people that I'm comfortable with, then
hmm
I'm out of my box. But when I'm with people I don't know, you won't hear a word from me. Ek gaan hasit. En sê ek tot ek kan nie julle van die middag af tot die aand by julle sit.
hmm
Jy gaan nie hoor ek sê 'n woord nie. So Ricardo, we all know that you a singer. You guys
Yes.
are singers, artists, performers, entertainers
hmm
in this industry. So and everyone has that one person they looked up to when they were little, and they wanted to aspire to be like that person. So ek weet, it was just Michael Jackson. So is it? I wanted to be like Michael Jackson. The moves, singing, dancing,
hmm
everything. Who is that person for you, and how did your journey start in singing?
Well, it's actually a number of people.
Mm-hmm.
On the international level would be Michael Jackson,
Oh
um,
yes.
Stevie Wonder,
Mm.
and like this a whole list of people. And then, but I grew up in Berkeley West, and there was this guy. He's actually a friend of mine, a pastor friend of mine. And back then, he used to sing. My uncle actually had like a gospel band,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to rehearse in the garage, and I would sit in at rehearsals and stuff. Um, and yeah, he was also a guitarist, right? And my first instrument was guitar. And so, but he doesn't even know that I actually looked up to him.
Yeah.
And even though we are very close friends
Mm-hmm.
today,
Mm-hmm.
um, I never mentioned it before. But I think it's just appropriate to mention it now,
Yeah. Give acknowledgement.
instead of you know um, when people ask you, when people are long gone, and then you want to mention and give flowers. But
Mm.
his name is actually Isaac Thomas
Okay.
from Berkeley West. He had this falsetto thing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he sang the song of Mighty Clouds of Joy, Walk Around Heaven. And that was just, like, for someone in Berkeley to sing like that for me back
Mm.
then, that was
Was
wow,
something
and I
out of
was
this
like,
world. Yeah.
hmm, I want to sing like that, and I think like, like the falsetto stuff that I do, uh, basically comes from that, but
Yeah.
he doesn't know that.
And I just wanted to pinpoint on that when you spoke about the person that you look up to sings with a lot of falsetto voice,
Yeah.
because I've been to a number of shows of you guys, and I've heard you have a very high pitched voice,
Yeah.
more than the other
Mm-hmm.
band members. So now I know where the inspiration comes from, Michael Jackson and your uncle that you look up to. And I also heard that your foundation of singing actually began church.
Yes.
That's where everyone begins,
Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
So the love for music has it always been a family thing for you guys? In your family, do you have a lot of singers
Yes.
and creatives?
Yes.
Mm.
From my mom's side, like singing,
Mm-hmm.
sports,
Yeah.
and all of that arts, and my dad couldn't sing to save his life, but he could play instruments
Yeah.
though, and but he didn't teach me to play any of the instruments. I'm self-taught. But yeah, for the most part, from my mom's side of the
Okay, that's good, because yeah, because singing usually runs within the family
family. Yes,
genes.
yes.
So what I want to ask you is, have you always wanted to be a full time artist, musician, singer, or did it just happen like?
Um, I I think I always wanted to be, but there was like just a lot of
Mm,
things that I could have been,
yeah.
because I used to, like many people doesn't know, I used to do pencil art,
Mm-hmm.
painting, and I did sports in school, and I was very very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but music chose me.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to do, like architectural stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but then music,
Chose you.
yeah,
Chose you. Okay. So music chose you.
music chose
Now,
me.
what I've heard from the other interviews is that you were not the part of the original SMS members.
Yeah,
That's why I understand why you say music chose you. So
yeah.
can you um take me on your journey, how you got into SMS, how it all started for you?
Okay. So previously I was with
Mm-hmm.
also a boy band.
Mm-hmm.
They actually from Kimberley, but they're based in Johannesburg. And I don't know if you would know them, but they were Obsession back in the day, and they now Simply For.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I used to sing with them, and then um, Michael went abroad, and
Mm-hmm.
then I also left.
Mm-hmm.
I, like, I actually left music for a few numbers of years, and then I knew Romeo because of Simply For, and Romeo used to do like road shows with us, and so after I left Simply For, I actually came here to do a gig with TK, and me and Romeo reconnected, and then um, yeah, and then that that time I did the Casino 1 to 9 with them,
Yeah.
and then I went back home, and but everyone was like wowed by the performance,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, so why doesn't that guy join the group?
Yeah.
Because like because it was nice because when it's four guys, so
Mm.
the harmony is consistent.
Yeah.
When someone is leading the song, and so the guys contacted me and they were like, you know what, how would you like to be, part of this movement? And I was like, well, okay, yeah. And then I had to move to Kimberley, and yeah.
So, I heard you said you had to move. You had to leave Berkeley, move to Kimberley. So, how was that change for you coming? Okay, it's not far from each other, but leaving your family behind and leaving everything behind that you know to come and live in Kimberley to pursue your career. And I know it took you very far,
Mm-hmm.
because singing took you overseas.
Yeah.
singing opened a lot of doors for you and
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. So tell me how that move was it? Do you feel that you had to do it in order to reach those accomplishments in your life in with your singing career?
Yeah, I think it was very much necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I grew up in Berkeley, right? And after school, I moved to my parents in Joburg.
Okay.
So I was in Joburg with Simply Four for
Yes.
about 12 years or so, and then I moved 2012. I moved back because of SMS um, with Simply Four.
Mm.
We also traveled abroad, Spain, Hong Kong, Vietnam, and
Okay.
just to mention
Okay.
a few. So Spain wasn't really my first rodeo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but um, it the previous experience just kind of set the platform for what happened thereafter.
definitely.
So I think uh, moving around was
Mm.
definitely um, part of setting me up for the bigger stages,
Yes.
and it was necessary.
Yes, and setting you up for greater things. They say when God elevates you, He does the things.
Yes.
So, I am not my co-hosts when they interviewed the other guys. They were just freestyling, and I women can prato. My other two co-hosts can prato. So I get no a topic. My topic is the survival games in the
Mm.
music industry and how you cope with them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very interesting topic,
Yeah.
and it shows how you can deal with your adaptivity and how resilient you
Mm-hmm.
are in certain situations. So we know this music industry is a very competitive, very, very, very
Yeah.
competitive industry. And as by means by a jealous spirits okay in the music industry. So how did you manage as an artist to face all these challenges?
Um, first of all, I know like the gift that I have is from God.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
given by man, and that the gift will sustain me. The gift will take me to places, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
just like the Bible states, will place you in front of great men and kings and all of that. So, but I don't trust as much in the gift as much as I trust in the giver of the gift.
Yeah, yeah.
So with that being said, is my foundation is solid. So even though I don't have a gig right now, because um, before before Spain happened,
Mm-hmm,
I left SMS. I was with Rough Diamond for a few years, I think 2 years or so.
mm-hmm.
But then thereafter, I completely just left music. I didn't want nothing to do with music.
If I
That's
sang,
music to your ears right now.
if I sang like you, I would have never, I would have never left music. And for our viewers that don't, that wow, his voice sounds. They did it with all of the all of the others. So, can you serenade
Don't
our
put me on the
viewers?
spot. Don't
Rudy did it. Barry did it. Um, so can you also serenade our viewers with just a small note
like right now.
right now, right here, in front of every camera, right now?
Um, what? I mean, like, how can you put me on the spot like that?
I know the feeling because when someone calls you in church and says, "Come sing," kom bedien ons gou met 'n lied man. Jy slaan onmiddellik blank. Jy ken nie wat om te sing nie. As
Yeah,
it that way you know
like,
experience.
yeah. Like you can put me on any other stage, I would know exactly what
Yeah.
to sing. But I mean, like,
Are the
I don't
cameras and
really.
the lights intimidating?
No, 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 no. It's just that I can sing at any time. It's just that like there's like a zillion songs running
Running
through
through
my
your head
head,
right now. Yeah.
and to find the appropriate one to sing. So I don't know like what kind of texture of the voice that you want me to.
Just do you. Like Lisseri said, be you. Like how Like the previous guy we had, his name is BU, his brand is BU, and he says, just be
Just
you,
be you.
just do you.
Uh, well, can we leave that
Okay,
for
okay.
after after everything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's move on with
yeah.
the interview. Okay. So can you share a specific instance where you as an artist adapted quickly to a sudden change in everything? If you can remember a specific event or something that happened where you just had to adapt very fast to a change that was happening now in your life.
Not that I can think of now. Um, but I think like the our very first performance in Spain, like um, I don't even know what happened, right?
Mm, mm,
Because we got the repertoire and we got the choreography, so we had to prepare here so that when we get there, we are show ready.
yeah.
But when we got there, I don't know. It was it like the environment or like,
Mm,
but there was no cameras and stuff that
yeah.
was intimidating, and we weren't show ready, so we had like a week to prepare,
Mm,
you know. But our first show, we had to like reschedule everything,
mm,
you know. Uh, and I think that for me was, I'm someone that doesn't like to work under pressure.
yeah.
I'm a very organized person,
Mm,
and I think for me that was like, uh, like when you throw someone into the deep end
yeah.
without a rope.
Tough. Tough.
So yeah, that was very challenging, and like we had to do choreography, we had to put in songs that wasn't part of the set list,
Mm,
and for me it was, you're in a foreign country, it's foreign
yeah.
languages, and you have to entertain all of these different um, races
Yeah.
and
Ethnic
people.
groups.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was it you have to like, be in the frame of mindset. Like for me, at
Mm,
least, I have to be mentally prepared for everything, and that's why um, it also plays a crucial role on my vocal cords.
mm,
Because if I'm stressed, then you can hear. I cannot. It feels to me like I cannot. I sing a tone lower than what I
you
usually
usually
do.
sing. Yeah.
But when I'm relaxed, like when you heard me at Eden,
Yeah.
yeah, I sometimes surprise myself. I was like, wow, I can
Did I
sing
really
that
just do that?
high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, I am one of those people that, and I
Mm,
always complain with the guys, like when I would say, guys, please just send the songs
yeah.
before
Bef-
rehearsal so I can listen to and just get familiar with the stuff, even if I don't have to lead the song, but
yeah.
just with harmonies and arrangements
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it seems to me like they love the pressure, like they, something
But
comes from
yeah.
that, diamonds and stuff,
Yeah,
you
but some
know.
people like love working under pressure. They say they produce their best work under pressure. So I heard like you say you like prioritizing, and I think Rudy mentioned this. Rudy said you and I think Romeo are the creative ones in the group. You
Okay.
guys love doing the choreography and
Mm-hmm.
sorting out everything must be
Yeah.
perfect when it
Arranged.
comes
Yeah.
to showcasing
Yeah.
or performing at a gig. So yeah, and I've heard that you said your voice and stuff don't come out as you want them to be when you're stressed.
Mm-hmm.
So in that instance, it's very important to have a strong support structure
Mm-hmm.
within your circle
Yes.
and outside of the circle of the band. So, who are those people for you? It can be spiritual,
Um,
anything spiritual, something.
I think my mom
Mm-hmm.
is one. The friend that I mentioned,
Yeah.
the one that inspired me.
Yes.
Um, probably, and these are just the ones that I know of. There are probably a zillion more that I'm not aware of. You
Yeah.
know, but my mom is my prayer warrior. She's the one that always prays for me because I'm never at home, and I don't really call home. You know,
Fin-
I never do unless unless she
Ah, Ricardo.
unless she wants something from me. Then I would, because to me it's like if they don't call, then everything is fine.
Ah,
Everything is fine.
yeah,
Everything is
that's
fine.
that's fine. I know. Sorry om nou jou jou voor te breken, maar ja, mens doen niet zo niet. Ik is nou, ik weet hij mens. I'm that person. Ik hou van bel. Mijn ma kan net pikkie later als 4 uur bij de huis kom. Ook ik en mijn ma werk nog niet in office. In. Als ik nog pikkie vroeger gelopen het.
Mhm.
En zij kwam nog net een pikkie later als 5. Ik bel. Ik is die mens.
No,
Yo, I love to phone because ik is een stresser.
but like I grew up differently in
Yeah.
our household. We didn't even say good morning or good night or goodbye. So whenever I would, it was just a thing, man. It's
Yeah.
like we see each other. It's how it was.
Yeah.
And whenever I would leave, I would just take my bag and say I'm bouncing. And my
Point.
mom would say, "Well, go well." And I wouldn't say like if I had to go to Joburg now,
Mhm.
I wouldn't tell my mom I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I'll they know like I usually leave wee hours of the morning, so
Mhm.
when I get there it's like breakfast time. So when I rock up at the gate, it's like first thing in the morning, it's breakfast,
Yeah.
it's my child is home. It's
Yes.
like that thing. It's something to celebrate. It's like always it's something like, joy cometh in the morning type
Yes.
of thing,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know. So yeah, and because I know that she's that kind of person that
Mm.
like she's always on her knees, and
Yeah.
wherever I am, like there was this incident that happened in
Mhm.
Spain. I was with a company car, right, and I
Yeah.
went to the bank, and there was no parking, so I was standing on the curb, and I went into the bank, and in Spain they very strict even if you park at the wrong space. And while I was on my way into the bank, I was praying. I was like, "Oh, Lord, please don't let the, you know, policia come here and give me a
Yeah.
nice love letter."
A take
And
hat.
when I came out of the bank, there was a lot of people. There was traffic,
Mhm.
piling up. There was a lot of people. I was like, "What's happening now?" And when I looked, I was like, "Where's my car?" And the car was gone. So I didn't pull up the handbrake and I didn't leave the car in gear. So the car moved from because obviously it was on the curb, like the
Uh.
two wheels were on the curb, and it went down onto the oncoming traffic. and and I was in such shock,
Mm.
and I was like, what was happening here? And I ran over to the car, and the people like, just get in the car and go before the police comes. And that's what happened. So I know like one of those,
Incidents. Yeah.
incidents, someone was praying.
Yes.
Someone somewhere was praying for me, and yeah, that's what I always believe.
Yes. En soos hoe sê hulle altyd 'n moeder bly op haar knie
Yes.
vir haar kinders
Mm-hmm.
en in many situations waar ons onsself vind is jy ken eens die ding gaan ook om gebeur maar omdat daar maar by die huis is wat
Mm-hmm.
bid vir jou gaan die ding jou verby my ma sê altyd um sy trek my altyd as ek uit die huis uit gaan dan gaan my ma altyd sê under the blood of Jesus under the
Belangrijk.
oral waar ek gaan as ek kan net hier ook uit gaan vir die kind by die skool gaan laat sê my ma under the blood of Jesus
Mm-hmm.
en nou en dan vat mense dit baie ligtelik en dan weet jy nie eintlik hoe sterk die woorde
Yeah.
is vir jou nie en hoe beskerm my woorde vir jou nie. Ja, maar wat is die lewe sonder 'n biddende moeder? Guys, ek praat nog 'n bietjie baie Afrikaans, né?
Mm-hmm.
So back to let's go back to your artistry. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years and as an artist, or do you still see yourself being a band member, or do you see yourself being a solo artist in the next 5 to 10 years?
No, definitely not performing. I don't wanna sing forever, man. I don't wanna sing.
Huh?
I wanna work with people
Mm-hmm.
where I can identify, the talent,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily in music,
Yeah.
in anything, because I always felt that way when even when I was like, I don't think like 6 years old.
Mm.
I was like, why do I have to go to school for 12, 13 years? I want to
I
sing.
get
I want to sing, or I want to
you.
draw,
Yeah.
or want to paint. These people cannot teach me,
Mm.
this. I always wanted to, because I constantly ask my mom, like, is there any school of, sports, arts, and culture,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
where music is a subject? And she was like, no, then you will only be good at music.
Yeah.
Um, so, and I always felt like, if you can identify the talent, the gift from, a tender age, and you can
Mm.
steer, the child into that direction, as long as they 100% sure that's what they want to do,
Yeah.
because you get like people that say, no, I want to be a doctor, and they go to varsity for 1 year, and I was like,
Mm-mm.
maybe I want to be a
It's not for
teacher.
me. Yeah.
you know but yeah, I've always wanted to sing, apart from,
Mm.
doing all the other stuff,
Yeah.
because that was, um, like, if I should show you pictures of myself when I was 2 years old, it was guitars, and it's not like
Yeah.
this thing where you just buy your kid
The
an
plague.
instrument.
Yeah.
I used to pick up, sticks and stuff, and play drums on the
Mm.
furnitures and everything. So I was that child.
Yeah.
You know, the person that I am today, I was that child back then. So it is just a true, testament of what was, you know. Um, so I really wanna just, like, nurture the talent, just, um, and especially now that I have my foot, on an international level,
Mm-hmm.
I can always be, the bridge, you know, for the next generation to, to make it easier for them to get to that level, whereas it took me like a zillion years to get there.
Yes. Yes. Environment where you can help
Yeah.
is always the best. Like what I heard you saying that you listen to school, school to gaan. I
Hey,
felt the
Bonnie.
exact same
Hey,
way.
Bonnie.
I also asked my mother, as I need a school come. Para like acting and die goed doen nie. I literally hated school every day of my life. Ik denk, as ik zo vroeg school toe gaan, man. I went to school very early.
Mhm.
At 2 years old, to say I'll take a crash. And I think that made me tired. But I was also a creative person. I was very creative. Ik was altijd uit die box uit met kind, man. And I think the kid I was, and
Mhm.
the adult that I'm now is two very different people
Yeah.
because I'm not that out of my box anymore like I was
Okay.
when I was younger. Because I could sing in front of people, I
Mhm.
could do anything in front of people, but now I'm more in my shell and I don't know what happened in my life that drove me to that point. But I know exactly how you felt. So, is there any advice that you can give to young artists, young musicians, young actors, actresses? We're going to dwell in the whole entertainment industry. That you can give them any advice that if you knew what you know now, that they can use.
Um, there's like so many things that one can say, but like there's this thing that always sticks with me is be your fingerprint. Like this, I never heard anyone say this before,
Mm-mm,
you know,
mm-mm.
and I don't want to quote someone else,
Yeah,
but be your fingerprint because it's unique. Even if you have a twin brother or sister or whoever, your fingerprint is unique.
unique.
And what do I mean by saying that is be yourself, be
Mm.
what you can put on the table, because I loved Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder,
Yeah,
but I don't sound like them,
yeah.
you know. Uh, what society also does is when, especially in the music industry, when
Mm-hmm.
you cover a song, uh, let's say by Stevie
Mm.
Wonder or Michael Jackson, they want you to sound as
Exactly
close
like the
as the
person. Yeah.
original artist, and um, and that's why really in South Africa you get when people start copying people, they
Mm.
they kind of sound like that, but don't forget who you are,
Yes.
because if I sing Stevie Wonder right now, yeah, you can hear like this a little bit of,
A slight, yeah.
yeah, but if I have to sing an original song, then you will hear me,
Yeah.
you know. But the problem is when you sing an original song and you sound like your idol.
Mhm.
That's the problem, because
Mm.
yeah, there's been a Michael Jackson. So
Yeah.
why do you want to be Michael Jackson?
Mhm.
Because you will never be, you know, Michael Jackson because he was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So be your fingerprint. That's unique. That's the only one. And surely we all have something to offer. And that's the reason why we're on Earth.
Mhm.
We must contribute.
Yes.
Instead of
Have a purpose.
duplicating
Yes.
what was.
Yes. Ricardo, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on Influ Market 101 on the hashtag Listen platform. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We will be having more exciting episodes on season 3 right here on hashtag Listen. Signing out.